I'm Simon Banks and I'm the chairman of the British Security Industry Association, or the BSIA. So if you're someone that enjoys a challenge, then the fire and security sector is for you. We are at the forefront of technology. We make the kit the real 007 uses, and I think it's very important to know that there are a variety of roles, from thermal imaging to cyber to biometrics to drones, and it really is a career for life. But if you are of a technical aptitude, then you'll fit in really well. Even if you're not, there are so many roles in our industry and they're so varied. There's probably something for everyone. In fact, all walks of life sort of fall into our industry almost by mistake. The other great thing about our sector is that we're growth and recession proof. So I'd say we're almost COVID proof as well. We're definitely COVID resistant because our sector is full of key workers and we just don't stop. So whatever happens in the future, our sector will be there. The other great benefit is that we work alongside public services such as blue light services, police and fire brigade. So our industry needs engineers and technicians. Our sector needs you. We need a pipeline of young, talented people to join our sector. There's an opportunity for 30,000 new engineers every year in our sector. So there's a lot of choice. That's just not confined to urban areas. We are active in recruitment across the entire UK. So there's something for everybody and there's something for every geography. So my final bit here is to call to action. It's to say, please do get in touch and come and join our exciting industry. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Steve McCormick and I'm a director at the Security Industry Authority, the private security industry regulator for the UK. We regulate a whole range of sectors: security guarding, close protection, door supervision, cash and valuables in transit, public space surveillance, CCTV, and a range of other trades in the security industry. The security industry plays a really important part in protecting the public and in community safety across the UK. It's an industry that's developing and changing through technology and raising its game to meet new needs and new threats. You can see that with the response to the current pandemic and the deployment of private security individuals across the food supply chain, for example. It's a really exciting time, I think, to be involved with the security industry as we go through many and various changes. Well, one of the exciting things is the development of standards. When I say standards, I think opportunities for people to come into the industry with the basic qualifications and to look at how they can specialise and build on those qualifications to develop a career in specialist activity, but also through supervision, leadership and senior management. We're working very closely with the industry to establish career paths, supported with real learning opportunities and developing continuous professional development frameworks so that this becomes an even more professional industry than it currently is, and that those opportunities for people to come in and develop their careers are presented to them in a way that everyone can understand. I do hope that you enjoy finding more out about the private security industry and about the apprenticeships and other ways that you can engage to come into the industry and develop your career.
When I first started my apprenticeship at Motherwell College, I was the only female to be on the course, but by the time I finished and I started the assessor role, there was another 3 girls that joined the course. Then I realised how much a geek I'd turned into. Weeks before the competition, I was reading manuals front to back. I set up my own circuits in the house, made my own risk assessments, method statements, warning signs, everything, you name it, I had it, sweep and brush, the lot. Thankfully, it all paid off and it wasn't so geeky after all, and I won a place down in London to compete against all other apprentices in the UK, where me and my partner Martin won our heat in the intruder section, where we got to come back down to London a couple of months later to attend the award ceremony where we got 2nd overall. I then got nominated for several different other awards, which was just great. It put my name out there and it just pushed me right out my comfort zone. So not long after finishing my apprenticeship, I then applied for an assessor's job at the college, where I got to help so many different apprentices on the same path that I just came from. I got to help promote our industry and help grow it to what it is. Again, where it just completely is growing at arms and legs, and it's just growing more and more people are recognising us as a proper trade. Bringing me up to today, where I'm currently a training and development manager for Conley Security Systems, where I love my job because I get to work with apprentices starting from scratch to adult trainees that are completely new to the industry, experienced engineers, getting to work in the office, out on the road, and continuing to grow through our industry as well. I personally would recommend the industry regardless if you're old, young, male, female, it's made for everybody. I personally am so grateful that I fell into this industry, and I'm so grateful that it's grew at arms and legs and more people are learning about this industry. If you are interested, I recommend you getting in touch with your local colleges, your local training providers, emailing, calling local companies just to even see if you can get a placement, a little bit of work experience, and see for yourself how fun, interesting and different this industry is.
Hello, my name's Dawn Duggan. I'm one of the owners and directors of the Eft Group in Southport, Merseyside. We decided as a company about 10 years ago that it was really important that we start to employ a lot of apprentices. There is a massive skills shortage in our industry, and it's really important to us that we have young engineers coming out of the academy year on year to support our growth. At the moment, we have over 30 apprentices in the academy, with about a third of those being girls, and that's really important to us and also to the industry. We want to push boundaries and make sure that stereotypes are, put aside. Our industry isn't just for boys; it's for anybody who is hands-on and has an engineering brain, and it's really important to showcase and promote that, as there are many wonderful women in our industry doing great things. What we look for in an apprentice when we are recruiting is a really good attitude and fantastic values. Everything else we are going to teach you as a company, so it's really important that when you're applying for a job that you are researching, that you know all about the company, but also that when you go to interview that you have the right values, and perhaps even research a company's values and see if yours align. For us, it's not just about us wanting you as an apprentice, it's also about you wanting to be part of an organisation. So it's really important that you do your research and you know all about it. We're really lucky with our apprentices. They're all really go-getting and enthusiastic, and they want to showcase all the skills that they're learning. If you're looking for an exciting industry to get into, fire and security is definitely one to do a bit of research on. There's tons of technology out there which is really exciting. A lot of people come to me when I'm interviewing, and they're quite determined that they just want to go down an electrical apprenticeship. However, once they've researched and spoken to us and maybe even had a little work experience, they find that the fire and security sector is far more interesting. There's a lot of programming involved. There is a lot of different systems that you work on. So, most people might see it as just fire alarms or intruder alarms, but no, there's CCTV, there's fire extinguishers, there's warden call, there's nurse call. There's a plethora of systems, and I think one of the most important things that my apprentices say to me is that you never know on a day-to-day basis where you're going to be or what you're going to be working on, so it's always very exciting. I hope that gives you a little bit more insight into the fire and security sector, and hopefully I look forward to seeing you at WorldSkills. Bye!
I am Kevin Faulkner, Head of Balham Academy and Vice Chair of the FES Employee Group. The Level 3 Fire Emergency and Security Systems Technician Apprenticeship was created by a group of employers. The group consisted of small, medium and large employers. Given a blank piece of paper, we identified the knowledge, skills and behaviours that would be required for our future engineers. You would undertake training at a college or training provider, and at the provider you would have a number of systems which may look like this, and they would include addressable and non-addressable fire, emergency lighting, intruder alarm, access control and video surveillance. You'll be taught how to diagnose and rectify faults, how to service and maintain the equipment, ultimately leading to you being able to undertake complex installations and commissioning and handing them over to customers. When you're in the workplace, you would be assigned a mentor and you would go to a variety of premises, undertaking a variety of roles to gain the experience that you would need. At the end of the apprenticeship, you would do an endpoint assessment, which would check that you've got the competency that is required for the sector. Once qualified as a fire and security engineer, you would then be able to work within the industry, and from what we have so far from the 4 years we've been running the apprenticeship, you would be able to outperform more senior colleagues.
Hello everyone, my name's Chris Lomax, currently working at Eft Systems. So, if you're wondering what it's like to be an apprentice, genuinely the only main reason as being an apprentice is to learn as much as you possibly can. You get paid to learn, happy days, and yeah, your main goal is to just learn. Spend the next 2 years learning as much as you can, so when you're fully qualified, you're a competent engineer.
So for me, when I was in college, it was a nice mix of practical and theory. Usually we'd spend the morning doing theory, and then in the afternoon we'd do practical and apply what we learned for the day, just to boost your knowledge as an engineer. If you're wondering how college works, for me it was day release. So instead of like typically you'll go on like a Wednesday once a week, for me I did it in blocks. So I was in work for 5 weeks and then I was in college for a full week. For me personally, that was a lot better, a lot easier to balance and manage. And when you're in college for a week, it's sort of like a week off work.
So, to anyone out there that's thinking about getting an apprenticeship, honestly, I'd say go for it. For me personally, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I don't learn in a classroom environment. I didn't want to go to uni. I wanted to start working to help out my family, get a wage in my back pocket. And now, at 22, fully qualified, all my mates have still got their student debts. I'm free to crack on and live the rest of my life.
Hi everyone, thank you first of all for joining our first ever WorldSkills Spotlight Talk. It really is much appreciated. My name is David Scott and I'm the Managing Director at Skills for Security, the organising partner of the Electronic Fire and Security Competition. I've now been involved in the sector for over 15 years, where I actually started out as an apprentice myself. Now I actually run Skills for Security, who are the largest fire and security apprenticeship provider in the whole of the UK. Not many people grow up wanting a career in the fire and security sector. Many opt for apprenticeships in electrical, joinery or even plumbing. But if you ever have thought about who installs the CCTV systems in the high value properties, or even the fire alarm system that's in your school, it's people like myself, fire and security engineers, who do that type of work. But not many people know that the fire and security sector can be very lucrative, paying on average much higher than many of the other trades. It's fun and full of technology. When many fire and security jobs actually entail working on computers, programming and high-tech equipment like thermal cameras, biometrics and IP technology. Now more than ever, we need more and more young people to apply for jobs within our sector. There is a huge skill shortage of about 30,000 people needed within the fire and security sector. And without new people like yourselves entering and applying for jobs, that skill shortage will continue to get bigger and bigger. The Fire Emergency and Security Systems Apprenticeship is a 3-year apprenticeship where you will learn about installation techniques, programming, commissioning, maintenance, fault finding and many other skills. A number of people compare this sector to the likes of the electrical, but this sector has much more focus on technology. Over the years, this sector has survived 2 full recessions and has continued to grow year on year since 2008. So it offers a really robust and rigorous career choice, which through these times is obviously very important. Many of those that complete the Fire, Emergency and Security Systems Apprenticeship progress into management, either as project, site or operations management, but others enjoy the technical aspect, commissioning, site surveying or even service engineering. Whatever pathway you choose, this sector is full of opportunities and career progression. To read more about the fire and security sector and to apply for live vacancies, please type into Google Apprentices for Fire and Security, where you can learn more about the life of a fire and security engineer and apply for real life jobs. I really do look forward to hearing from you, and I really look forward to seeing you at WorldSkills UK Live 2021. Stay safe. Thank you very much.